Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ali Al-Dosari. Welcome to RAK People Hub, where we explore strategic initiatives shaping the future of a human capital in Ras Al Khaimah. Today, we are discussing HR transformation and the launch of RAK People Hub. What is RAK People Hub? A platform designed to enhance learning, collaboration, and talent development across the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah. We are pleased to welcome our guest today, Her Excellency Sara Al Zaabi, the Director General of Human Resources Department of RAK Government. Sara, you're most welcome here. Can you briefly introduce your role and your involvement in the HR transformation initiatives?
Wa alaikum assalam, Alia. Thank you so much for hosting me today. And actually, before I start with my role, I will say I'm proud for the launch of RAK People Hub, which is actually part of the transformation journey within the government of Ras Al Khaimah. As my role as Director General of Human Resources Department for the government of Ras Al Khaimah is actually I'm leading the agenda for human capital for the government. When I talk about the agenda of a human capital, I'm actually talking about leading strategies of a human capital, systems, policies, frameworks, trying to support the government's long-term vision and priorities. Over the past few years, actually, we have been working closely with the government entities to modernize HR systems, frameworks, and policies, and strengthen workforce planning and also bringing digital transformation within the human capital and HR department. RAK People Hub is part of this journey, and as you clearly mentioned and rightly stated, it's actually built to build the collaboration and between us and the industry and the whole ecosystem of the government, trying to promote lifelong learning within the journey of employees and also the community.
So here what we mean by ecosystem, it involves the entities, the individuals, the community. It's like an integrated cycle altogether.
Yes.
So Sara, what triggered the need for HR transformation within the government and institutional environments?
Across the world, actually, governments are now looking at human capital as the main driver for growth and for sustainable development and institution development. So if any organization would like to elevate its performance and be leading as an organization and as a government, they need to focus on human capital. And when I say they need to focus on human capital, what has changed actually? Economic growth has become very diverse and the pace is very fast. I'm talking about technological advancements, evolving workforce expectations, community expectations have changed, and they are expecting more from its governments, expecting more from the public services that the government are offering. Here comes the need that we move away from traditional HR.
Traditional approach.
Exactly. And we focus more into the current environment where the people are the core.
The most important asset.
Exactly. They are the core of this development. They lead the sustainability. We look at leadership, sustainability and development. We look at the human, how they progress, how they are looking for the future and being ready for the future. So it becomes a necessity to align human capital strategies and the outlook towards the broader outlook of the government and the emirate as a whole.
Sara, before we go deeper, how would you define the HR transformation in a governmental context?
I would say it is redefining how public sector looks at HR. It's redefining how we look at the institutional growth, at the development of talent, at the sustainability of our talent and how we empower our workforce. So it goes beyond just we digitalize HR process and we say we have made a transformation, we are good to go. It's actually we need to reshape policies, look at systems, look at agile and flexible approaches.
So here we mean by agile As in dynamically changing.
Exactly. Because when we talk about human is not a system. System is you can somehow control.
There's also another question later. We will be talking about systems and humans.
Yes. But when it comes to human, there are expectations of the human. System you expect from, but the human, they expect from you.
Yes.
So this is a totally different way. So they expect you to develop them. They expect you to empower them. They expect you actually to take them to the next level, especially people when they have that caliber and they have that drive inside them. If you don't nurture that, you would actually not have them working with you anymore. So ultimately, we are making sure that the capability of the people needed are there. And not only for today, we are talking also about the future. So we look at the community collectively.
In general, overall. All right. Now we will dive deeper with you into the strategic level, Sara. So in your opinion, Your Excellency, why transformation is becoming a strategic priority for the government entities today?
See, today governments operate in an environment that is totally different when it was, let's say, decades ago, because technology change, evolving citizen expectations, evolving market expectations.
Continuous evolvement.
Exactly. Yeah. Political changes, economical changes. The public sector itself are expecting that greater demands from the government entities. So for me as a citizen, I would expect certain public services to be at a high end.
Highest quality.
Yes, quality, speed, meeting my expectations quickly. We are at the era of technology, so things should go faster.
Exactly.
So this is changing. Now the human context also change. So I need to focus more on human being enablers. So we are enablers of institutional performance. We enable how we deliver high quality service and ambitious actually priorities also we have. We cannot achieve them without human. So human people, the talent, the people, they are the core of any change you would like to take further. So the government entities needs to move from traditional
approach to
modern strategic approach.
So since we're talking about the strategic priority, the vision, Your Excellency, behind launching RAK People Hub, how does it align with the broader human capital strategy and 2030 objectives?
Okay, so, as I said from the beginning, RAK People Hub is actually a part of broader journey we are trying to achieve in the government, the whole government context. So what it offers, it actually gives you a unique platform where we expect all government entities, all private sectors, community, we expect experts, we expect collaboration from all the ecosystem across the government to promote continuous learning, share the priorities, knowledge sharing, best practices in a place, and it will benefit the human capital and the talent we have in core. So the talent now not only going through I need such a training course or I need this development requirements and I have it and that's it. It's a whole system where they can get in, engage with, and continually actually perform in it. So the platform designed for a broader human capital strategy. It's not really looking at a platform. I want a
specific scope.
I need this training. Let me go and find if there is an expert. I need mentor from the industry. Doesn't know me. I don't know them, but they are actually certified mentor. They can give me different perspective from what I'm used to, different perspective from how I do my work. They can help me with best practice with their experiences. So it is changing the way people learn actually. And this is part of institutional priorities at RAK Government Vision 2030.
So this is how it serves it?
Yes, it's the whole ecosystem. It's not only HRD versus community.
It's the whole integrated cycle
of the system,
helping us in delivering the high quality learning.
Yeah.
So moving on from delivering this high quality learning, Your Excellency, in your opinion, what are the most critical success factors that determine whether HR transformation it delivers measurable impact or not?
This is nice.
Yeah,
I like the question.
You
Okay.
like that question?
I can think of four. I'm a strong believer that change and the transformation and culture change is top down. So in order to make anything happens, it has to start from the top. So if you have leadership commitment, comes
So it's
number
like a waterfall.
Exactly,
That's
yes. Because culture is created from the top and then it cascaded down. This is my belief. So if you have leadership commitment to not only HR transformation, to any transformation, you are at the right step. So they are leading the transformation. They are saying this is what needs to be achieved. They are supporting employees around to take them through this journey and build the new mindset across the whole entity to lead the transformation. Second, I think, I want to transform HR now. What do I need to do? And I already built the structure and the culture and all. I need to have clear strategy. I need to have governance. So I need to tell people, I'm transforming. This is how I'm going to transform it. These are the measures and the outputs I need from this transformation. And this is what I need to
And this
make
is what I'm going to do. So to have a clear path, to have a clear map, a clear strategy for the people to follow. It's like
and at the government level, I need to have the collaboration of all government entities. So HR transformation today, when I talk about RAK government, it will not happen by HRD itself, Human Resources Department itself. All entities need to collaborate with me with this transformation because the vision is broader. It is the Emirate vision 2030. It's not very narrow to a certain department or
certain individuals.
Entity. Thirdly, I would say technology.
Definitely, yeah.
And data capabilities. Now, technology is making your life easy. It makes you look at things differently and do them differently, do them faster, more accurately.
It makes our lives easier.
Exactly,
in all ways,
yes.
Yeah.
And for us as leadership, it gives us data. So for me today to make decisions instead of trying to find where the info is, it's already in a system that gives me this data, which is live, which is accurate, inshallah, accurate to 100%, but it is there.
Clear decision making.
Exactly. Yes. And the capability of people, it helped me in developing people. It helped me in taking change decisions. It helped me in looking at development priorities. So the system would allow me to make those faster. They can happen without system, but faster.
Faster and more accurate also. Yeah.
Exactly, yes. Exactly. Fourth, and I see it very, very important, is employee engagement and change management.
Yes.
Employees need to know why. You can have the how and the what and the strategy and the
all the other questions.
But if they don't know why, they will not go with your journey. And if they don't go with your journey, transformation at a huge level cannot happen by certain individual. It has to be group of people. Yes. So once they know why it's happening, what is in it for them professionally and personally, you can take the journey.
Also to lower the change resistance from the employees as well. So Sara, since we spoke about delivering high quality learning and the most critical success factors to determine the HR transformation, could you tell us how does RAK People Hub modernize the way government entities approach learning and professional development?
You see, traditionally, and for many years, learning and development was about people attending a classroom training or online training or a workshop, and that's it. We have done our part as an organization. We have a plan. People went through their planned training, and we have done our part as an organization. Now, individuals need to prove themselves that training and development opportunity was worth it. Though these are still valuable, we still do B2B partnerships with the training providers, but we have something more agile, and that is our focus and openness to individual talent. So we look at the talent not as a holistic, as an individual talent, their aspirations, their ambitions. What do they want to do, and open the potential inside them. And come bring that platform where that potential is actually explored and given the opportunity to come to light. So when I say RAK People Hub, I'm looking at somewhere where I bring in talent, diverse, raw talent, fresh grads. They are exploring their potential and give them that continuous learning that they are looking for, continuous development that they are seeking to have. It is not restricted by a plan. It's not restricted by having achieved, tell us what happened. It is individually looking at their own growth. And I would say countries are not built by organizations itself. It's actually built by the people who are contributing to the growth of the organization.
So, in your opinion, how can leaders foster the right culture and mindset to sustain HR transformation across their organizations? Since we're talking from the waterfall, we're talking about leadership, it starts from them.
Yeah.
Let's highlight this area even more.
This is the critical role, because if I'm doing a transformation, it is coming from the leadership. It's my role to make it successful and sustain. So I say first, as I mentioned, why? Bring people together and tell them why I'm doing this transformation. How does it look in the broader outlook? What's in it for us as an entity and as an individual? What can they achieve from this transformation? This is where people likely to embrace change and will say, I want to be part of this journey because I see something in it for me. Then I believe leaders need to be active part of this transformation. So I need to be a role model. I need to be part of the initiatives. I need to actually work with them to achieve the initiatives. I need to put the effort in that change in order for them to come along with me, because we want to be part of it. The leaders in it, so let's go
to be the initiative.
Exactly. I think thirdly, we will say leaders need to empower employees. So
empowerment is a very strong word.
Exactly.
Yes, okay.
Give them the space to experiment. Give them the space to make errors and correct the errors. Give them the room to actually innovate, bring the initiative, bring the new ideas. Give them that platform where it is rich of people would like to put something forward, get feedback, and at the end be rewarded once and recognized once it's working for all of us. So it motivates. It's a culture of motivating employees to be part of your journey.
Also, Your Excellency, eliminating pressure from employees gives them enough space to create innovation.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly.
So if we move on to the practical application and the implementation of it, if an entity wants to start adapting the HR transformation today, what should be the first 3 steps, in your opinion?
This is what you do when you try to come and bring change. You need first to assess. So you need to have a clear assessment of your current situation. So when I say clear assessment, I mean what's there, what is working.
What do we have currently?
Exactly, what is not working. What risks are around me. Some sort of a SWOT analysis, so that it gives you the current picture. So this is where I am now. Based on the current picture, you would define now what needs to be done
in the
what
future.
Is next, yes. So you will have the strategy built up for you, and you will align it with overall strategy. I do not work in a government context. I do not work alone. I work at a larger scale. So my strategy is driven from the Emirate strategy, from UAE vision. So I drive that all. I put it in my strategy, and then I need to collaborate it with the other entities to see where are their priorities compared to my priorities. And then I would build overall strategic objectives. I will measure those objectives. I'll see how it works. I will put clear, picture on how this transformation is happening. And then I will invest in the right systems and the capabilities. So I'll bring the system to help me make it happen, to enable it. And I will also invest in people capabilities. I'm gonna train, develop, look at the future skills that are required in the longer term, because strategy is not one.
A long term.
Yeah, it's a longer term.
Exactly.
So longer term, what is required? So I need to build those all up in order for me to be able to
achieve
transformation. Yes.
So since we're building and since we're adapting those three main important steps, there could be mistakes in building anything, right? Especially in the long term. So what are the top mistakes organizations might make during this HR transformation?
I would say one of the major mistakes that organizations do is when they believe that a transformation in general is actually a system, digital projects. So they believe if I bring a system into a place, I've done a transformation. HR transformation is if I bring a very highly advanced HRMS system, it means I've done my transformation, which is not, because systems do not work without people. Systems do not work without a strategy and vision, because we enable the system to help us. It doesn't do it for us. Second, I would believe if we lack of clear governance and accountability. If I do a transformation and I have outcomes all laid out, everybody knows what are the outcomes, but people do not know what they are accountable for. I don't know how to assess it and how to measure those outputs of this transformation or this strategy. It would be all over the place. So the momentum of change will be lost because I'm not able to actually capture it and tell people you are accountable for this, you are rewarded for it. And then many organizations, to be honest, they underestimate change management. They come, I'm changing, I'm doing a transformation, I've put a strategy, I've put KPIs, I've put initiatives, go do it. I didn't go and tell people why I'm doing it. I didn't bring people together to be part of my strategy.
It's losing its meaning.
Yeah. Yes. To be part of the change would make it happen for you. Isolated, you will have resistance, you will have people don't believing in your agenda, and overall it will not happen.
So Sara, since we were talking about the people, the technology, and we discussed as well the top mistakes and the main steps on HR transformation in governmental entities, how do you envision a deeper collaboration between the government, private sector entities to build an integrated human capital ecosystem across Ras Al Khaimah Emirates?
Very nice question. Holistic. Okay. See, government entities cannot work alone. As we are talking about emirate level, as the emirate evolves, it takes with it government entities and all the ecosystem around it moves forward with it. So there are no isolation between government, private, community. That
all
doesn't exist.
Together.
Yes, it is integrated. And we both, private, in the industry and the government sector, actually share same challenges. And what our challenges are, and human capital and the talent itself. So in the talent development, we share the same challenges, and future skills, we share the same challenges. So coming together, it helps us collaborate, bring best practices, share knowledge, have mentorship across industries, trying to bring together everything we can do for workforce development and shared actually vision as we move forward. So one important collaboration, I would say, is learning and development opportunities.
Professional development.
Exactly, where RAK People Hub now is playing exactly a major part of bringing people together with the industry, with the government entities. It's one platform. The vision is holistic, so you can see all come together to share knowledge and have best practices. The other part, which I've mentioned, is future skills. And this is what we need in the future. We envision that we want in the future as we move forward. So government, academia, and the private sector needs to come together. We need to tell the academia, this is where we are heading, and this is where
our
the future,
goals.
Yes. And we work with the academia to design those programs, to shape the skills for the future. It all comes together to prepare workforce for the upcoming economic development. Ultimately, I would say when we collaborate is better than when we work in isolation. Because with collaboration, we have a stronger vision. We bring the whole economy together. So it's not one bringing, contributing to the growth. It's the growth of the whole community.
Together.
Exactly, yes.
So moving on to my favorite part, Your Excellency, the rapid fire questions. So it's a fast, high impact questions. One word that defines successful HR transformation?
One word?
One word.
Alignment.
Alignment. Okay. HR digitalization or culture change? Which one comes first?
Culture change.
Culture change. Biggest misconception about workforce development?
We believe it's about the training, but it's actually continuous development.
Continuous development. Leadership or systems? Which drives change?
Leadership drives it. Systems enable it.
One skill every HR leader must develop in the next 5 years?
I would say strategic thinking.
AI in HR, is it a threat or opportunity?
Of course, opportunity.
Top priority for HR government?
Building future-ready talent.
Centralized HR model or decentralized entities model?
I would go with the balanced model, centralized strategy, empowered entities.
Future of government HR in one sentence?
I would say it's a strategic function. It shapes policy, develops talent, and drives government performance.
RAK People Hub in 3 words only?
It's learning, collaboration, growth.
So before we close, I would like to ask you to share the most actionable insights for leaders driving HR transformation.
I would say first, align human capital strategy with organizational and national priorities. So the broader picture is already there, and we know where we are heading and what we are trying to achieve. Second, I would say invest in people as much as you invest in systems, because people actually drive the systems. So technology may enable a transformation, but it's not going to make it happen for you. We need to invest on our leadership capabilities, our employees' development, empowering employees, and fostering a culture where continuous learning is there and empowerment is there. Third, I would say build the collaboration across entities and the industry. So have a full ecosystem where all comes together, synchronize together, and work together towards a broader vision for the Emirate.
So here's the final question. You can have your time
Okay.
in answering it. What is your long-term vision for the future of human capital development in the Emirate of Ras Al Khaimah?
Okay. My long-term vision, I want to see Ras Al Khaimah is actually the model for developing a future-ready talent and government workforce. So workforce that is agile, highly skilled, ready for the future, capable for supporting the Emirates' long-term vision and the social ambitions of the also Emirate. It means that I'm creating an ecosystem where learning is continuous, leadership capabilities are consistently developed, employees feel valued, empowered, they feel there is a room to innovate and to add to the public value. When I look at longer term, I would also want to launch more initiatives like RAK People Hub, because it is one step towards bigger value that we are adding to the government system as a whole and to the Emirate as a whole. Ultimately, I'm seeing a human capital system is not supporting today priorities. It actually looks for the longer terms, looks at the overall and continuous development and improvement and the growth and the prosperity of the Emirate.
The Emirates. Sara Al Zaabi, Your Excellency, the Director General of Human Resources Department, thank you so much for your time. I would like to say that HR transformation is no longer about policies. It's about building a sustainable learning culture, It's about measurable performance impact, and it's about a future-ready talent ecosystems. And initiatives like RAK People Hub are a strategic step towards that vision. This is Alia Dosari from RAK People Hub speaking. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode.